Hey, what's up, Jesse? Appreciate it. Beginners. What's my inspiration on characters? Inspiration on characters. You mean like on character design and stuff? Is that what you're talking about? It just depends on what mood I'm going for. If I wanted serious turtles, these would be totally different shapes and designs. You know. So like with any character, it comes down to the emotion you're trying to achieve. How about art in general? The difference between an artist who just draws some shit, right? Or what they would call a jobber. And like what I would say maybe like a cartoonist or someone who's I don't know, a designer. Is like you're designing to the tone you're trying to achieve. You're not just like plunking in like if I were to draw Robin, I'm not saying it would look like this, but with human anatomy, like I would change it depending on what the tone is. So I prefer fun things, personally. That's just my mindset, but um, and then just shape design in general, like playing with shapes and silhouettes and energy. And I got a couple of pro artist friends, and they're always like, "Oh, you use like a triangle composition, or you use this composition." I'm like, I didn't think about any of that shit when I did this. Like that's not how I design at all. Hey, what's up, Ashley? World famous gang feather. Gang feather. Hardest working indie artist on the internet. Follow. Follow, 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 follow. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a balance, but, like, I think what I tend to do is, like, I tend to, like, pick a thing I'm focusing on, you know? And then just kind of, like, move it left or right. How could you still be live? Still live. I just started, you know? Because when it just comes from, like, designing on t shirts when, like, hey, what's up, Jim? When you get changes, if you tell your art director, "Well, I used a composition, so it should work." Pff, there's no. It's you have to then like figure out what the emphasis is, and then like you know balance. Like I wanted him kicking up these giant rollerblades, right? Like that's what I wanted, and so like this staff, if the staff are going back here like this, like I wanted this to weight that foot. Like if you got your foot up, you'd be waiting. That's just like the whole idea. If his arms were up, I could have done it where his chest is forward and his arms are up, but then it would increase the verticality of the piece, and so That you were live last night. Oh yeah. I've been up since 4 a.m., but I had to go to the DMV, so always fun. I got them as long. Oh, Sketchcraft, Zeeks. Sketchcraft. I'm everywhere. You follow me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. You'll see the streams. You'll see the streams. One way or the other. Dude, I went in without in 45. I got out faster than that, but like I just, Ash, when I make it, I made my appointment for 7 a.m., but I'm usually up at 4, so I double checked I had everything, made coffee. I drove. I don't take the highways, so I take the surface streets, and then I get there like an hour early. You know, when it comes to appointments, I gotta be as early as possible. 'Cause I just want to get the fuck out of there. It's a schedule there now. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Hope you've been well. Use it to a lot of my streams. My streams are telling me about Miles Morales and how you come with that idea. Yep. Yep, that's true, Zix. That's true. I'm doing well. If I'm not streaming, it's because I'm working. I can't stream everything these days. But yeah. Alright, let's get this. Alright. Hey, what's up, Allison? Where did I put? Oh, there it is. Okay. Hello. They tell you to never do this. You go watch color pencil videos on YouTube. They tell you to never do this. This is horrible. Don't do this. This produces a bad result, they say. My lab table and jams are using traditional art. Yeah, yeah. 3 head, 4 head. Depends on what you're doing. The scribbles. This does not produce a smooth or clean. This is bad. Color pencil YouTube's pretty fucking horrible, in my opinion. Like, it's just filled with a bunch of fucking people saying the same fucking thing over and over again. Here's how you get some chemicals and you smooth all this shit out. And it's like, don't. Fucking don't do that. That's like saying, "Hey, let me go take my oil painting." And I don't know. I don't like smooth oil paintings. I don't like smooth any fucking paintings. Like I like texture. Here's how you take a photo of Christian Bale's Batman and make a fucking smooth Batman with all the gam saws. And it's like, all right, man, get these oils and you just don't breed it for like fuck that. You know, like chemicals and shit. Like, or they'll be like, go very clean and very clean, and then go this way, and then go this way. Like, or you just, hey, stop swearing. No, Alvin, you on the wrong channel. I served in the United States Army and they made me swear. I've never been able to get rid of it since. So if you support the troops, you're just going to have to deal with it. A water company. Well, I think it's time to clean that. Look, I'll close my eyes. I don't even have my eyes open. I don't even have my eyes open. I'm not even looking. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not even looking. Close my eyes. See? Color pencils work well with it. Yeah, yeah. Well, it depends on, so like, yes and no. Like you can't really go over watercolor with a lot of them. There are some you can go over. I think like the Canache, they do well over gouache and stuff. These are oil based, so they don't go over watercolors very well. You could put watercolor. Now, that's not true. Depends on the substrate. So I have done really good experiments and I've turned out some pretty good results using this and watercolor, but I can't go over too much the watercolor. So I can do a color pencil, then a watercolor. If I'm using Bristol, like 400 series hot press. But I have heard there was someone I was following who was saying that like there's some of the other types go well over some of the more like wash and stuff. Like I haven't tried it yet though, but yeah, like on a Bristol 400, it goes pretty well. Like if I would do like a real loose like this kind of thing and then added watercolor, it would go pretty nice probably. I understand my husband's name. Yeah, I never curse ever. You ask anyone I grew up with, they'll tell you Rob has never said one bad word. Then I get in the army and it's fuck this, fuck that, fuck like they do it to you. They do it to you. It's ridiculous. Watercolor pencil like no after you. Yeah, yeah. I don't really use. All right. Like someone comes on my stream and tells me what to say or not say is ridiculous. Like leave. What are you, my fucking mother? Like, You have favorite Ninja Turtles? I'm probably the most like Donatello, but I do love me some Leonardo. Like, it's the one I would draw the most, but Donnie was the one like I probably related to the most. So, although I would never wear inline skates, so I'm probably more like like Leonardo these days. Like, where is? Let's see if I have it in here. Let's see if I have it in here. Yeah, so I can show you. This is on Strathmore 400. So this is actually a color pencil base with watercolor over it. This little carnage, a little hard to see, but and same with like this, like I did like color pencil, let it dry, and then some watercolor over. So it does work. So results will vary. And then this was some other tests. These are like here tests. This is color pencil over the watercolor, so it does work. You know, at some point I'll probably have to do a piece or something. You know, whenever I fucking get around to it. Do you recommend smooth paper or grainy paper? I like the smooth paper. Color pencils look washed out. I'm using smooth paper. I use this right here is B. It's marker paper. Any marker paper will work. So, what's up, Alvin?
I don't know. Same shit, different day. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I prefer a smoother because I like the texture I create with the pencil. Any kind of textured surface will then you're not seeing the pencil texture, the little tick marks. You're seeing the paper texture. Yeah.
That's looking great.
Oh, thanks. Step by step.
Yeah. It's Ashley. Ashley should really join us one of these days.
Actually, it goes probably going to sleep right about now.
That's probably true. But still. Oh, guess I can for a bit. Oh, we're gonna get Grace with Ashley? Oh my god, that'll be
Does
awesome.
she have the link?
She
Oh,
does, I
she
shared
has the
it.
link. Oh, she does. Okay.
Yeah, I figured she was okay to share the link with, so
Yeah, she's good.
yeah.
Ashley's always welcome.
Oh yeah, no, I figured.
Brandon's too busy working out. Every time I call him, doesn't matter what time of day he's working out. 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m., and 10 p.m. I'm like, dude, I get it, but like, unless you're doing this shit competitively, I don't understand. Like,
What's the point?
he's like, he's like, well, he's got like this thyroid issue, and I'm like, I get it, but you can't
Okay,
unthyroid yourself at the gym, bro. Like, I get it, dude, but it's just like I
that's
told him, I was
fine.
like, you should maybe be a little wary of hanging out indoors so much. I'm wearing a mask. I get it. I get it.
I miss hanging out with Brandon. He's a nice guy. Oh, Yeah, that's looking very fun.
It's just a lot of scribbling,
Oh yeah, I know.
Allison.
You
You know.
scribble, you scribble with colored pencil better than I do. So just saying.
Let me see if she's in here. Let me turn that on. Hey, what's up,
That's
man?
Ashley.
Nice. Hi. I made it finally.
You
Finally,
made it.
I get to hang out with Ashley too.
Yay.
Amazing.
That way I don't have to chat. I can just talk and actually work
Exactly.
faster.
No, it's very true. I need to get back into one of your streams and hang out there too. Just been so tired at
Oh,
night.
I know. I stream pretty late too. And it's only gotten later. I have a what is it called? A creeping schedule.
Mm.
Just gets later and later and later.
It's not. I'm gonna. Ashley is. It's so great. She's like a little me as an artist. Like it's the best. It's like just every time I'm like everything she's just so. It's so weird. It's great. I was like, if I could give myself any advice, it'd be like, go to sleep early, get up early. I never would have done it. I'm like, I don't think early.
I
Turns out
don't
I do.
like
Like,
it.
I didn't either, but there will be a change probably when you hit 40, Ashley. You're gonna
Who
be like, I
knows?
like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Who knows? I'm sure, you know what? I'll just make my way all the way around to a morning schedule again eventually.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone, it's like you get that. You know that how no one's awake shit, which you like, everything's
Yeah.
quiet. You get that. You just get that when you first start. You know, and it
yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
So by the time everyone's up, you already got a bunch of shit done.
I will
Like,
say this. I actually will stay up till 3 p.m. these days and then go to bed and sleep till like 10:45 p.m. So it's like I am kind of up for a good portion of the day some days.
that works only when you're not married.
Well, I don't have any
that was
plans.
that was my schedule, and then the old wife, he was like, "I want to eat dinner with you." You know, I was like, well, then I had this weird thing where I was like, okay. Normal hours on the weekend, so she gets the wifey time and the husband time, and then I'll do my go to sleep around 3, get up, be up all night. It just doesn't work, you know.
Yeah.
So, I hear you. The only thing I've been consistent with is this getting up early
Yeah.
thing. Like it.
I used to work overnight, so typically I would be like, oh, it's 3 in the morning. That's lunchtime. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
yeah,
prefer being quiet when I prefer it. Such is life.
Peace and quiet.
yeah.
And I do like being able to go walk outside in the sunlight. It's nice. Because I used to not like get a lot of sunlight.
I
So
miss
that's
sunlight.
nice.
My dogs don't like fetching at 2 in the morning. You know, they look at me like we're sleeping, dude.
I don't want to be outside at 2 in the morning. When it goes to nighttime, I'm like, I have to run as fast as I can to my house because I hate like I like super my awareness level is on red. I'm like, no, like I get really like paranoid.
I
So
live in a
Well,
city. I live in a city area, so yeah, if it's nighttime, I'm trying not to be outside unless I'm with somebody or heavily armed.
yeah, I'm like walking like 10 miles an hour or as fast as I can.
I have a backyard. You too.
Yeah, well, okay, that's fair.
Okay. When I say outside, I mean like I have a
Even in my
backyard.
backyard, I'm on
No.
awareness level red.
His
Whatever.
backyard.
Yeah. So during the summer when it's warmer, between midnight and 2 is the best time to go out back and play
Oh
Oculus
yeah.
Rift. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like I got those IR emitters so it can see in the dead of night infrared, and then they got those like killing ninja wave games where it's like waves of ninjas fight you. I just fight them outside, and you got like
Oh, nice.
I got one of
Oh,
those little Ninja Turtle bandanas I put on. Right? So I got the bandana on. You can feel it blowing in the wind. You're like, all right, ninjas.
Yes.
It is the best.
I'm all in. That sounds amazing. I wish I could walk.
And I play the soundtrack to Haikyuu, you know, with that
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
Attack on Titan music. Yeah, some of that stuff.
Wait. So this is. I think I missed something. Are you wearing your VR outside, or is this something else? I think I just missed.
Oh, I wear it outside, but what
Okay.
I'll do is it shouldn't be able to see anything, but it sees infrared. So
Okay.
you can't do it during the day, but at night, if I set up these little infrared emitters, and
Got
they
it.
can see the boundaries at that point.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Which leads me to this question I was having today on with some people on when I was streaming, and it was, when will full dive VR be a thing? When do you think it'll be a thing?
Well,
Cause like,
Gabe Newell was
uh-huh.
talking about this years ago, and they said the only reason why they got into the VR market, he's like, at the end of the day, the VR market is just lens technology. It's screen technology. Just it's right in front of
Hmm.
your face. But that they were more interested in developing the tools to navigate 3D spaces from a first person viewpoint. And he's like, because regardless of screen technology, he's like, eventually we're just going to be able to transmit an image into your brain like pretty quickly. He's like, they feel it's fairly quickly, you
Okay.
know.
Cause like I looked at one article, the first thing that popped up, right? I know it's not like that's not always the best thing, but I was like, I don't have a lot of time. I'm just gonna look at this, and they're like, summary at the end, 30 to 100 years, and I was like, whoa, man, I don't like that. I need this
No,
to be like
much
in the
sooner.
next 10 years, man.
It's much sooner than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need this. Like,
30 to 100 years. That's the person who doesn't he can't commit to one fucking thing. That's like
Yeah.
anything you could say 30 to 100 years. Episode
yeah,
10, you know
and
what I mean? Like
I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
yeah. Battle Chasers issue 10, 30 to 100 years, like all
Okay, that
right. I
might be
mean,
true.
it's probably Breath of the Wild 3,
Yeah, I'm glad
Exactly.
I'm asking other people so I can get like a better idea of this.
Well, just from like working in TV for a while with the stuff that they've come through with special effects and things, it's yeah, VR is not that far away.
Awesome.
I mean, in terms of a full MMO, that's
Yeah.
the thing is what they need is they need to find a way to balance procedural generated content with
Mhm.
hand design level content.
Yeah.
Right.
So you need like if let's say you build a game, you take 6 years to build a game the size of Elden Ring by hand, right? Then what you need is you need the AI to like take that content and then triple the fucking so you have like filler and then you have the stuff that matters. Like imagine if it were sword art, you'd have like levels 1, 5, and 10 were hand design, right? And
Yeah.
then 2 through 3, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, right? Or like procedurally generated based on the content that you did there, right? So you're
Right. Okay.
because you're gonna want that vastness, and there aren't enough people on the planet or time really, even beyond the time. Just like you develop a game for 6 years, everything changes technology wise, platforms and everything else. So it's not even like it doesn't even make any sense to do it that way. So
Well,
Yeah.
and I
so
was
that's
thinking. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's where watching like AI help uprising assets and do things like that, or the procedural level, like the roguelites. I look at every roguelike out there, procedurally generated roguelike, as being like the uh, the 1970s version of like a 1990 game. You could see like the roots in the 70s of like, oh, that becomes this becomes that,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and all those steps in procedural generation. Like No Man's Sky is a really great example of what happens when you start to just continually work at something, right? But I think that tech will get better, but it won't replace cinematic stories, right? So there has to be some blend. I was hoping Cyberforce or Cyberpunk, sorry, 27 would have
Mhm.
achieved
Yeah.
some of that, you know,
Yeah.
but no one's really done that blend yet.
No, not yet. But yeah, it's closer than people think. I mean, with the way they can do just developing. Sorry, I'm having a brain crash.
Oh, you're good.
I know what I want to say, but it's not coming out. Oh, the joys of MS. Um, right. So, like, if you look at something like what they can do with special effects nowadays, and where they can literally build the entire environment, and you're shooting entirely on a soundstage, but you see everything that
The hope,
seems to be there.
Allison, is that you could create a concept, a piece of
Yeah,
concept art, right? Whether it's in
Mhm.
VR or it's a painting, and that
Yeah.
it can then take those assets and then extend that out, right?
Oh yeah,
Let's say
exactly.
3 more paintings. So let's say you get
Mhm.
3 more paintings before it becomes noticeable. Then you
Yes.
create another piece of art based off what happens next, and then the AI extends that painting three
Yeah.
spaces out more. That's what I'm sort of thinking of. Like
Yeah.
there will become a point where you can see the seams. So right before then is when you have to create human generated content and then let the AI blah 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 blah.
Exactly. So the holodeck is a little bit of a distance away, but it's not as far away as people think.
I don't believe in the holodeck. The deep dive is 100% going to happen because
What's
seeing an image, you see images in your head all the fucking time. So
Yeah,
wait?
well, it's going to be more
What's
in your head than it's going to be anything else.
what's
I
the
just meant
holodeck?
the thing from Star Trek that they can go on. They can play like in any environment.
Oh,
tangible holograms, like the way
Yeah.
when I was working on Death Junior, they wanted some fuck. So I had to create some kind of game system. So I had this thing that was like a game case where you open it up, like a size of a standard clamshell game case, and you would place your hands on each side, and then this this case would then generate out holograms. But what it was doing was since it tracked your fingerprints, it in 3D space it would create a sensation on your hands so that you can touch things or feel like you're touching them.
Mhm.
And that was based on a real, like I read a research paper on that in 2009, and that has since been like, yeah, we think the future of haptics will be tracking your actual palm prints. And everyone's like, well, what if it's they could steal your ID? I'm like, they already have your ID, so like they have
You already
everything,
have
all right? They
everything.
have your
You
eyes, your
already have all that.
retina, yeah, their credit card, they got everything. Shut up. So like, but
Exactly.
but that idea of it being able to track your handprints in 3D space would allow for internet touch, right? That's what the big deal
Mhm.
is, like being able to like help, and you could actually do massage therapy through the internet. People could, you know, it's crazy, but like
You could put a glove on, and then you could start to do like massage therapy to
you wouldn't
somebody.
need the gloves. It would
Actually, yeah, you're
completely,
right.
oh,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's like the what is it? Controlling a
you know how
it's
cameras right now with Oculus Quest, they have cameras outside the system to
Yeah.
pinpoint where you're at. This
yeah.
would be a system that then can track your handprints,
Yeah, I
right?
think I was
Yes.
I thought there
Yeah.
was a name. I think there's like a really high like scientific name for this that I read about earlier, but I don't remember.
Yeah, well, I thought that was the basis for Death Junior in 2008 or 9. like,
Yeah.
like so like I've been like following this shit forever, and Dave was like
But yeah,
he
that
didn't
stuff
get
is
it.
it's closer than people think.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
So anytime you see Valve actually getting back to making games and they're making little VR experiences, that's a good sign.
Okay.
Because I
yeah.
know Gabe Newell's active on the deep dive is what they're thinking of. They're not thinking of
Yeah.
headsets and
Oh,
shit.
the deep dive is more what I was thinking. I was
It's
just
just the
using the
tool
holodeck as an
sets
example.
for navigating those spaces.
Yeah, I'm just because
Mhm.
I'm kind of like obviously like in Sword Art Online. That's kind of what I go back to. I think more than anything is like you're basically another person. You know, like you could be anybody you want to be, and you believe you're that person, sort of like like you.
Right. Same with the Matrix.
Yeah,
The problem
yeah,
though, Ashley, is what the it's doing that for a narrative situation. Now, in real world experiences, even in VR, if let's say you had deep dive, you go in right now, you may not want to actually walk 7 fucking miles because you don't have 3 a day to play the game unless it somehow could magically fucking alter
Teleport.
your sense of time. So that but that fast travel stuff is all based on, again, that translates from VR to deep dive. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, so the more they start playing around with this sort of thing,
Yeah. I guess.
but
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, if you're like, let's say, like I said, you go to a fantasy world and you're like, oh, I'll just ride my dragon, like, or you know what I mean, like, shit like that, where it's like, you're like, that's your transport. And I know, again, it's not as easy as it sounds, I'm sure, but like,
You
you
also
know,
just don't know what people will actually enjoy doing. Like
yeah,
in your head, you think, "Oh, this will make sense. I just want to have a 1-to-1 ratio. A world I go in." I'm sure there will be that, but it may over time find that that's actually not the experience we're kind of looking for. Like there's
sure,
somewhere in between,
Yeah.
you know. Like that's why when games like Elden Ring come out and devs start freaking out about, but this UI doesn't make sense and that doesn't here and this isn't good. It's like shut up. Like it
Yeah.
turns out that all that stuff, the time that they spent working on like what they thought would make for a better experience, wasn't what people were what 12 million people were looking for. You know, they're looking for a different kind of experience, and I don't know. Like it's just there's somewhere in between in terms of like if you look at the Nintendo 64, right, when it finally got analog control down for the mass market on a level, turns out you really needed 2 analog sticks. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yep.
Right? The C buttons weren't cutting it, you know, but
yeah,
it just wasn't financially feasible for them to even consider a second stick at that point. But the technology came way down, you know, within 5 or 6 years, and Sony just ate
well,
they just ate the
the
cost.
the GameCube was the first one with the controller
No, the
C stick.
DualShock on the
Oh,
PS1 was the
Yeah.
first
DualShock.
controller.
Actually, they had an analog stick before the DualShock. They had
I
like a.
have, yeah, and I actually preferred
oh,
that single. The single
yeah.
Yeah.
analog stick was actually nice because it was bigger and it had a deep.
Well,
In the press, it went into it, so you fit your thumb.
yes.
But when the Dual Shock came out, it went up, and I was like, I like going into the. Damn it,
Yeah, it
you
was better
know.
when they
But
went
Yeah.
in and the handles were longer.
yeah,
Sorry, what I was referring to is that was the GameCube was the first Nintendo controller with it.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was the first one
Yeah.
that had the dual analog
Okay.
sticks. Was
That's what I thought.
the GameCube.
unless you count
Oh, with the
being able to
Magcam.
use two.
Oh,
Unless you're able to count using 2 analog sticks for GoldenEye or Pod Racer. Right?
How?
yeah, I forgot
You can
about that.
play with Pod Racer. There's a code where you can do both and control the game like you would a pod, like an actual Pod
Yep.
Racer. And then on GoldenEye or Perfect Dark, you can use 2 to control. They gave you an option to do that. There's a code.
Oh.
Probably
Yep.
Perfect Dark. My buddy used to play GoldenEye with 2 because he would play 2 different screens at the same time because he was a fucking psycho. But yeah, I think
Yeah,
on Perfect
it
Dark you
didn't go
could,
crazy.
yeah. So, but in terms
Oh,
of a controller, that was the first one. But it still kind of sucked because that C stick nub, it's pretty horrible. It's pretty horrible.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a little thing, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay, I got another question for you. We've talked about
Okay.
this, I think, before. Random question, but sort of. Okay. Anyway, what is your opinion on Star Fox Adventures? Do you like it? I love that game, but some people don't like it. They're like, it's a Zelda clone or something, which I guess it
Well,
is.
it was originally a
no,
game called Dinosaur Planet,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
and I would say like it, a lot of modders over the last couple of years have done a lot of work trying to make the game as playable as possible because the source code leaked. It wasn't a complete game.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't
The
doubt it.
the art direction on the and the lighting on Dinosaur Planet is better than what Star Fox Adventures became. Star Fox
Yeah.
Adventures is very cartoonish. The lighting in Dinosaur Planet is more of a muted. I don't know how to describe it. Like
Is there differences on the
it's
internet that you
more
can see
modern.
this?
Yeah, someone did a really good video. I can
Uh,
find you a link, but yeah,
okay.
but it's really great. That all being said, uh, the game's cool, man. It's just, and there's a lot of cool technical stuff, and I would say that make the game cool. It's just the reason why people have a disconnect is because they just wanted more Star Fox 64, and they've never
Right.
really gotten another Star Fox game. Like
Yeah,
they've made
Yeah.
them, but none of them have been as good as
after
64.
after Star Fox Adventures, it was Star Fox Assault, and I was like, "Ooh, yay, Star Fox Adventures 2." That's what my young brain was like. And then I got it, and I was like, "I hate this. This is
They also
terrible."
made a colossal mistake in that game of making Fox McCloud kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
So, like I don't understand why. Never gotten a clear answer, and I'm friendly with Kevin Bayless, who worked on all that stuff, and even I've been like, he's like, I suspect there was some Nintendo tinkering on all that, but
Well, there's
Yeah.
definitely Nintendo tinkering with Dinosaur Planet. So
But like about
the
that game
lead
not
character was a
being
girl.
oh wait, what?
Dinosaur
The
Planet lead character was a girl.
Oh, really? Was
yeah,
it
it was
supposed to be
originally the
Crystal?
girl was she was the
Yeah,
lead.
it's the girl in Star Fox Adventure. She was
Yeah.
the lead in
Oh, weird.
Dinosaur
Yeah, and then
Planet.
they sidelined her, and she gets
But
like
it wasn't
totally
just that.
captured.
It was
No.
the two characters. There was another character like Fox McCloud, and you would jump between the two and then eventually meet
Oh,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Like it was
Exactly.
a whole yeah. I'm telling you, actually, visually, the color design on the original Dinosaur Planet is far superior
Yeah, I'll
to
have to
these
look at this.
super bright cartoon colors of Star Fox
Well,
Adventures.
you know, you
But
mentioned it not being a complete game. Like, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but one time I played that game and I was like a good several hours in and I got a key and it's supposed to go in your inventory. And when I went to go unlock the door, the key was gone. Just poof, disappeared. And then I
it's
had to
glitchy.
restart the game all over again. I don't know if that was it. I don't know if that had something to do with
No,
what you mentioned.
I don't know if
No.
what I'm
Yeah,
just
it
talking
could
about
be a
is
glitch.
Dinosaur Planet itself was not the
Yeah.
N64. It's not a
Okay.
complete game.
Oh,
It was
Dinosaur
a
Planet.
yeah, it was a different
Gotcha.
game entirely.
Okay.
Like a different studio had developed, and then Nintendo bought them or something like
I
that, and then
gotcha.
they made.
No, it was the same team at
Oh, what?
Rare. It's
Okay,
just yeah, it's the same team.
they
It's
got
just
tinkered
that
with.
yeah, when they moved the development from the N64 to GameCube, and then they did whatever they had. There's really great videos on that are pretty accurate to what occurred over there. But
Just remember that was
yeah, I mean
like
there was interesting things with the lighting on the 64 they were doing in terms of like just the day to nighttime cycles, and it was really quite a beautiful game. I think it would have been the best Nintendo 64 game had
probably.
it actually come out.
Hmm.
So,
Remember Anita Sarkeesian had done the big thing on Dinosaur Planet when she was putting out her. I forget what the hell her channel was or something, but she was talking about it in like one of her things.
well, a lot of like I said, they've made it. Modders have done a really good job of making a lot of it playable, and it's constantly being worked on. But
That is cool
to an
though.
extent, at some point they have to use like codes, in-game
Yeah.
codes to like jump levels and stuff. But
Well, I completely forgot about that game until Ashley's brought it up. So
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
I mean, I played
I
it on the
could I
GameCube
could
and I
still
liked
play it
it.
if I want to. I still have my GameCube and that game. I'm so happy. I didn't give it away.
I like
yeah, I
playing.
remember I got the GameCube when it came out. I went down to Walmart to pick it up, and I'm in there, and they had the purple, the black, and I was like, I want the spicy. And they were like, the what? I want the spicy one. They're like, the orange one. I'm like, I want that spicy one. Guy looked at me like I was what is wrong with you?
Spicy.
I'm like, I love it. It's called, that was the name of it. It was called Spicy.
Yeah, spicy. It was orange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good. That
Yeah.
is good. I'm
Yeah.
so. That's so cool that they went with those colors, orange and purple. Like those. I just think
Yeah.
that's not normal, especially these days.
Yeah.
So
If Sony made an option for PS5 to be available in a PlayStation 1 color scheme, it would be their highest selling system. I'm
Wow.
telling you, they don't lean into the nostalgia enough. Like they
No,
should.
it's just white, black, white, black. This time black, next time white. Just very, very like just even, like it goes with everything color schemes or whatever. So
Yeah, so you can coordinate it with your house.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like spicy. It goes with nothing.
Yeah.
You notice it.
Exactly.
I love it.
I had the purple one because I love purple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most people like
I got the purple one. I don't know if I mentioned that. I have purple.
What size is the Don piece? 9 by 12. This is 8.5 by 11. Yeah, 8.5 by 11. I go with what's I can get in marker paper in bulk. So get a good rate on them if you buy them in sheets of 50.
Mm.
So I bought like a bunch of paper. I bought like one ream of paper, this oversized paper, 13 by 19 the other day for something I'm working on. And I'm like, all right, I'll just buy a ream because I need some test stuff. They fucking
Yeah.
sent me a whole. They sent me like 3 or 4 reams, like a fucking almost a pallet worth of shit. I was like, well, I mean, I didn't get charged for it, but I'm like, I don't know where to put all this fucking. Like, it's super heavy. You know, it's super heavy.
It's my way.
It's too heavy to send. Alan.
Yeah,
It's
that
too
would
heavy.
be a problem.
It's ridiculous.
What was it that you got? A ream of what?
It was 13 by 19 paper, and they sent me like 4 or 5 reams of it. It's crazy. Like, oh, it's.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't get people. I can't get places to send me paper unfucked up. Like, good,
Yeah,
you
I
know
have
what I
that problem
mean?
too.
Like,
You
speaking
have
of
to buy
paper-
your paper through Dick Blick if you're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay,
go
because
for
like
that.
you know,
That's basically what I came to the
it's just
conclusion
like, I mean, I've had the worst luck with anything. Books, paper, just people just
So
always.
two things
There's
on
always a
this.
corner bent. I'm just like, good
So
grief. Sorry.
if you're gonna get like comics or anything shit like, you gotta go through like in stock trades or something where
Yeah.
they ship.
Yeah.
They ship with
the
Nicely.
the foam and or whatever.
Yeah.
Dick Blick packages all their paper up when you buy the sheets up really, really well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm on my
otherwise, just buy your books used so you don't worry about what
Oh
condition
yeah.
they're in.
I mean, I'm on the hunt for the most cost-effective but safe way to package books myself. Like I'm like, I don't want anybody to have to go through what I've gone through. Well, I know we've all been through it, but good grief. Sorry, it's just
Well, I
it
mean,
got me
look, if you just
started.
if you put it in a foam wrapper and put it in those cardboard things, you're pretty much good to go. Like
Yeah. Maybe
anything
like
beyond that,
some corner cushions or something for the corners. Like get those little, I don't know what they're called.
Oh,
They're
I
the
guess.
little.
I told you, Ashley. The problem is just add textures to your shit. They won't be able to tell
Yeah.
the difference. Like that is my answer. Like the Megavisions guys stopped. They're like, we won't want that retro look, and now they got the clean book, and look, it's nice. But now people are like, the corner. I'm like, the corners are always fucked up. I just hit it.
Yeah.
Did I draw these? Yes, Christopher, I drew these.
Somebody just somebody just backed a rather large truck into my driveway here, and
I
they
heard that.
That's the paper I was telling you about.
that's the paper. Well, they definitely dealt with it like the paper because they backed it to the dumpster. So
Yeah, that's
Man,
now
the
they're trying to figure out how bad did they just take out the dumpster.
Oh.
I don't know. I was like, where the hell did these guys come from? Oh, I know what these guys are probably going to clear out one of the. No, I don't know what these people are doing. Yeah, I got no freaking clue.
I was gonna say central casting. I used to think that was like some weird. You ever hear the term central casting, Ashley?
No.
Whenever they talk about like getting an extra or background, that person came from central casting, and I thought that was like a shit talking thing. You know what I mean? Like that person came from the streets or something. But it turns out it's a company called Central Casting. Because we had on the Star Wars cast, we had one of a friend of Max's is another guy. It's a guy named Max, and he was in the Book of Boba Fett in a few episodes, and he's like, yeah, I work for Central Casting. I'm like, is that a real? He's like, place? Like, he's like, yeah, that's a real company called Central Casting. Like, it just sounds like, where you'd say like from the Midwest. Like we got a lot of shitty actors from Central Casting. He
Yeah,
looked at
Central
me
Casting.
like I'm an idiot. I'm like, am I the only one who thought that wasn't a real thing? Like, I don't know.
I had
thought
no
that was
idea. I had
a
no
lost
idea.
name.
Yeah, I had no idea, and I worked in TV, so I'm just gonna say that.
Imagine if I said we got some fast food and it was a place called fast food. Like, like, never seen a
That's
place.
like my cat. My cat's name's Kitty, and so I'm like, "You're Kitty." They're like, "What's your cat's name?" It's Kitty. They're like, "All right."
Yeah.
I'm like, it's Kitty.
Right. You just storage for the reams must be
Oh.
hard. Yeah, I don't know. It's sitting down. Those reams are sitting downstairs in my living room. I don't know where to put them. I'm like, I
Yeah,
can use this
well,
paper. I just don't know where to put all this shit right now.
yeah, those rings must be huge. Just Jesus.
Yeah, it's heavy. So it doesn't have to be perfect anyway. So I'll probably just put it in the garage if it warps a little bit. It doesn't matter. It's mostly for sketching and test prints and stuff.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah, I have a huge pile of comic boards that are just like sitting around. I'm like, I have to do something with these at some point because they're too heavy to move.
Like board backing the comic boards.
No, Bristol boards, 11
Oh,
by
okay,
7
yeah.
boards. I was doing
That's
some
just-
work for a few places I can't talk about. They sent me a bunch of boards to work on. I'm like, I'm just gonna do everything digitally. Well, we send you all this stuff anyway. I'm like, well, I have your logo.
Yeah, sometimes they do that so they feel like they own the shit you did.
Yeah.
That's a little trick. I'm not saying that's them, but
Yeah, no, it probably is them. It's one of those companies. So
I don't use any supplies someone sends me because then they feel like, see, we own the art because you are so. No, you know. I know.
Yeah.
That's really scummy. I don't like that.
Yeah.
yep, yeah.
If
That's
you should listen to something good to listen to. Actually, is Comics Kayfabe. They've been doing. They went through the 4-part depositions of Marv Wolfman when he went to. For some reason, Marv Wolfman thought he could go to court in the early 2000s and sue Marvel to get Blade back and shit.
yeah, it
And
didn't work.
it's like it breaks your heart watching it, or listening to the deposition. But you can hear the lawyer saying, "And did they provide the paper?" No, it was my own paper. I'm like, yeah, I know that trick.
Yeah, they give me
Aw.
the paper. Yeah. No, the boards that I want, which the only person I know who has them is Liefeld, the original image boards. Because I got some of that at one point, and oh my god, it was the
You,
greatest paper to draw on.
you know how they got all that paper, right?
And then they steal it from Malibu or something. I don't know.
No. They when they first were early on in the image, there was a paper supplier they knew who gave them some crazy deal, and
Mm,
they all collectively bought enough paper to last pretty much a lifetime. But he's like, we'll never have to worry about paper ever again. Like, so
yeah,
all that image stuff. That's why they just keep using it because they have it forever. Essentially, like they have
yeah.
probably a million fucking sheets of this shit. Like, but they all collectively bought in, and then they just got
Yeah.
a shitload of paper.
But I'm not on a
Did
good
they ever
enough.
sell those original?
I'm not. What, did I sell it? What? No, I doubt it. I mean, they're just sitting there. I'll probably use them to draw like their characters and sell them at cons if I ever do them again. Because it always looks nice to draw a specific character and have the trade of the company on it, so that can look kind of cool. Then again, the paper quality on
Just
some
put
of them, it's
bootleg on your shit. Say fuck it. Like,
yeah.
keep this shit outlaw. Like bootleg, not real, totally fake.
My Strathmore boards are superior to the crap that got sent me, though. I gotta say that.
What is it? There's like a brand called Crescent, right? Boards. Yeah, I used to draw.
I use
on
the
those.
illustration boards. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. I used to use them a lot when I painted like in ink and stuff.
The saucies, all the sauces I did 10 years ago were on that
Oh, awesome.
because it was just rigid, right?
Yeah,
I didn't have
you
to worry
need
about
that.
warping
Yeah,
it.
it's a rigid board, so
You need that, yeah.
I was
I don't
thinking
really do that shit
about
no more. So.
I was thinking about just like designing my own board look anyway, and then just get the blank, like 11x17 boards and just print out all my lines on them. So
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't.
probably what
I
I'm
would
gonna end
never
up
pay.
doing.
I would never pay for pre-made boards.
No, I don't anymore. I mean, trust me, I've got enough if I want to use other ones.
But even like the illustration board, I wouldn't bother with it unless I was putting gesso or something heavy. But like
Yeah.
Alex Ross only uses a Series 400, so 400 500. There's really not much of a difference. I know because I bought it to see. As long as you just tape that shit down to some rigid surface, then it'll never fucking warp.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. It's like oh, was it Dave Finch when he sent me the Raven pick he did? It's just on a standard Strathmore board, like the base line one. I can't remember the weight on it, but it's not like
half these sketches I'd be selling, folks, are just on copy paper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like all like one of them was even crinkled, and I was like, I'll
Yeah.
take it. How-
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
It's
authentic
got
texture.
character. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
as character. The one I bought from you, that was
I
so
did
much cheaper
imagine
copy
somebody
paper.
though
Yes.
in the comments, or maybe not in the comments, going, "It's bent," and you're like, "Yeah." So I did because it's happened with me. You're like, so
Yeah, so like
Whatever.
me,
It
like my
happens.
soul.
like
like
literally like it happens when you're working on stuff. It gets stained. It gets when you erase something. Sometimes your eraser accidentally like rips the paper. You're like, oh well. I mean, it's still good. It didn't get. I mean, it didn't. It's not like it's didn't like permanently mess things up. I'm not gonna like start over again. Like shit happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a couple of years ago, I bought like a bunch of the Amazon this printer paper that they had because it was like cheap and on sale. I'm like, let's get this. I still haven't run out, so I just do all my sketches on that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so
I have a
much easier.
little 8x5 sketchbook that I take to the gym with me, and sometimes between my sets I'll sketch little thumbnails. And people think I'm like people think it's like my book to write down exercises or something. I'm like, no, I'm just drawing.
Yeah, I don't even buy sketchbooks anymore. I just draw on paper, and if I keep it, it goes into a folder with the plastic sleeve. Or
Yeah,
into the
that's all I
drawer.
do.
Like
Actually, I sold that. To you,
Yeah,
so.
I'm with you on that. The sketchbooks that I buy like for actual like A game art is like it's got a perforation so I can tear it out.
Mm.
Because sometimes I like the texture of the paper in certain sketchbooks. So
There's nothing wrong with that. Is it? This is my current sketchbook I'm carrying around with me that I doodle in sometimes, and it's just it's an old Canson recycled paper one.
oh, I love Canson. That's what I use.
So yeah, I'm just using I sometimes use that to sketch in because I like the texture of the paper.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's just copy paper because it's easier.
It's cheaper too if you don't need,
Oh yeah.
Some of these
and stuff.
Yeah, some of these sketchbooks they're like $30 depending on how big.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I
not
don't
doing
need-
any of that.
No.
Rob's not a part of that fucking plan.
I am.
I got the money. I just say no. Fuck them. I'm not. Cost them 2 cents to make that shit. Charge Rob $30. I don't think so.
But if you go to Michael's, you can get 50% off. So I never do pay the full price.
Yeah, I'm still poor, so no.
I like Michael's for that one thing. 40% off, whatever it is.
Well, I needed some marker paper, and it was like in the middle of COVID or something like that, and I'm just like, I will DoorDash Michaels, and I did.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I didn't know you could do that with Michaels. That's interesting.
Yep. And it was that, or it was one of those services. It might have
Yeah.
been Instacart or something. Because I have to get all my food delivered because I can't
One
go
second.
out
Okay.
shopping.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy.
These are all the Berserk Boys gadgets.
Awesome. But yeah, that's exactly
Where?
what I do. I have a 3-ring binder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
See?
need to do
And
that.
everything goes into like here, and then if I do like little extra pieces, they go in between.
You have
Do they
sheets.
make
Like
do they make giant binders?
they
Like
make everything actually.
I need to get some
Go to
giant
Uline
binders.
if you're trying to find some good binders and stuff. Like
Yeah, I need to get
some of
giant.
this stuff, like when I'm doing it, like, what is it? Let's see, is this in here? I'm trying to find.
That
Like, I'll
is
stuff it.
I am so glad you showed me this. This is I've been
Yeah.
thinking about how to organize my portfolios basically, but not
And
I can't
see,
find a
everything just
portfolio
goes
that
in
I'm
here.
happy with. But this if I can find a
Yeah.
giant binder with giant
And you just
lamination
get
thingies.
you can go to Uline, pick them all up.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
then
I'm
I
gonna
just
do
put
that.
everything in here.
I'm gonna
Like
do
this
that.
right here is development, and then like I don't want every sheet, so when I have a section, it'll fit quite a few. So you can just put in, the stuff for that area into that section too, right? So you always
Yep.
have all your randos in there as well. And then
Okay.
they go right
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what I do. Is exactly what Rob's doing. So
Yeah. Thumbnails. Cut content. All the content that was cut from the game.
oh,
So I know it happens.
that's
Sketches.
cute.
So there you go. Yeah. I just keep a bunch of these. But that's how I do everything now,
Yeah,
So I started that. Let me see if I can show one more. Let me see if can I show this? Can I show this? This I cannot show. This I want to show
That's how
so
I
bad.
feel.
I want to show that so bad,
Yeah,
folks.
I got
Like,
a binder over here. I'd love to show people that. No, I can't.
I have yeah.
Too many NDAs.
Mine's not for that. Mine's just in SFW. I'm like, I can't show that.
Oh,
It's got boobs.
I have those.
but like
too.
when I was doing game cave layouts, like you could see this way, you just build it
Yeah.
all into here. You can put all your pages in between. This has like a stack of shit in here. A stack of just different versions of that stuff. And it all just goes in.
I love that.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So, and then when you look at it, it's all glossy. So you're like, oh, it's glossy, but you still have the paper, and
Right?
shit, so,
Yeah, exactly.
so
Yes.
Yeah.
That I love it. That.
yeah, this stuff. So this is that's just what I recommend people doing. Make your own shit, and then you can print out a cool cover, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could you write on the side in Sharpie in like white Sharpie, like, whatever. You can make your own strips, stickers and shit.
Yeah, that's what I
Wow.
have on. Was it binders that are up
I
behind
did
me?
do this sort of, but it's like nowhere. It's like really base. Like I literally like stick figure-ish because I was trying to like get stuff like organized so much. It was like a little, what do you call it? A little outline for the way I wanted to format my panels. But
Mhm.
it would be nice to like have one just for like all the actual panel art that's done as like a portfolio or something. Or just
I do all
anything.
my layouts by hand, like
Yeah.
that. For any
Yeah.
type of sequential work, I do everything that way because it's just you'll just arrive at shapes and ideas faster, and
Oh, yeah, it's
then
much
See,
everything
I'm
from
the
there.
opposite. I like to do that stuff digitally and then I draw everything traditionally. Except for like maybe if I'm like the background or something, I'll be like, oh, I need to paint a sky. Well, I'm not going to draw the sky. I'm just going to paint it, But like, yeah, the character art traditional.
Well, I enjoy inking with a brush. The problem is I bought every brush there is, and they all split on me after about 3 uses.
Tell me about it. I know.
I bought them from France, Germany, every fucking Japan, all that. I probably spent about $500 on brushes in the last couple of years. My wife's unhappy about that because she goes to the tax. She's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Brushes." And then doesn't matter what kind of hair it's made out of, synthetic or real. And I just got tired of it. I'm like, I'm just doing my inking digitally. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not fucking with this.
Yeah.
Like I can't have my tools just split for no reason. It can just not happen. So I got
Yeah,
out of it.
that kind of sucks. More than a little bit.
Luckily, pencils don't have that problem, thankfully. The worst they have is the worst I've encountered is like fancy mechanical pencils. Like they're made out of metal, and so like the metal will get bent, and then all of a sudden I can't put lead in there, and then I've just like, oh, I guess I have to throw this $10 I just spent literally and only got like a month of use out of it.
Yeah, I
Did
got
you
That's
ever
one of those
use
right next to me.
rapidographs, Ashley?
what?
Did you ever use rapidographs?
One of those right here.
No.
Yeah, you're essentially drawing with just a metal nib, like the ink flows through a metal tip.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. This was a pencil, but no, I've never used the ink pen that you're talking about.
yeah.
What the hell are these guys doing? Oh, they're emptying out one of the storage things. Okay, that makes sense. It's like, what the hell do they need these giant trucks for? They're moving bodies.
That is one thing that is bad about sleeping during the day. If someone's doing any kind of contract work, and they're just like hammering away, it's not the like the continuous loud noise. It's the like banging noises where I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, if I had a normal schedule, I would never have to deal with this. But yeah.
I was what was it? It was last summer, about 3 a.m., and somebody thought it'd be a great time to use the jackhammer out in front of my place. Yeah. I remember there's a Facebook group I posted into that's based, it's about my local town. It's like everything, town name, city name, whatever. And I posted in there. I'm like, to the assholes who thought it was a great idea to allow construction at 3 a.m. in the morning on route such and such, fucking you.
Okay, so it was actual like legit work. It wasn't just somebody like
legit work.
drunk or like. Okay.
That would be funnier, but no, it was legit work. That it was like right out in front of my place.
I guess they had a deadline. I don't know.
Yeah, they did. I'm like, oh well, they need to get this done. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep. God damn it.
My sleep. Yeah. And I've tried earplugs, and they just hurt my ears. So that's a no-go.
Mm. I mean, there was the people who decided to shoot off fireworks at like 2 a.m. once. That was kind of funny. I think they were drunk though. Pretty sure they were drunk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've found that just like, I don't know, putting on an air humidifier and turning it all the way up, so it's just like this, I don't know what you call it, brown noise, white noise, where it's just like
White noise, yeah.
shh, is like about the most effective thing in my opinion for me.
Oh yeah, no, I used to put a white noise generator.
It's like instead of getting rid of the noise, combat the noise with your own noise, and then all of a sudden you just go to sleep in chaos. And
Ashley, you're essentially quoting Ghostbusters.
am I?
When Lewis Tully says, your TV was on real loud, so then I turned my TV on real loud too, so everyone think there's something wrong.
I've forgotten that line.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a shower. Because she just washed out on him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
He just showed up on set doing that. It wasn't supposed to be him. It was supposed to be John Candy doing. John Candy had a routine on SCTV called Chef LaRue, and he was supposed to do the LaRue character, but he had to go and do reshoots on a movie called Summer Rental, and so they're all SCTV alums, so they called up Rick Moranis, and he said yeah, and he showed up. Not only in full character, he showed up with like all that stuff you see in Lewis's apartment, where like photos of him at graduation with his parents. He brought all that with him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, Rick Moranis did all that show on his own. Like, so great.
Oscar is like in Rob's style with greetings from Mexico.
Hey, Mexico. Hola.
Louis Tully.
No, there's not so many beers in the apartment. He said a bear was in the apartment.
God, that was such a fun movie. I remember seeing that in the theater.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
well,
I love that movie's great. I haven't seen it in a while, but I mean, like I think the last time I watched it was probably like 2014, 13. Like, but yeah, it's got a good score to it. It's got that like creepy, eerie 80s music,
Elmer
that I love.
Bernstein.
it's got Casey Kasem.
Does it?
Yep. He does the like the radio broadcast during
Okay.
the montage sequence. Oh. Then again, it was hard pressed to like not get a movie with Casey Kasem around that time of year.
Yeah.
That was it. No
Man, that
rocket.
movie was in theaters forever.
Yeah.
Because, like, by the time, I mean, I saw it when it came out in '84. My dad's well, like the last time my dad and I went to the theater together. And then after they got their divorce, then we moved up to National City in mid '85. Yeah, summer '85. It was still in theaters.
Wow.
Yeah. It was in the
Yeah,
second
still
runs and
playing.
stuff.
Things were
Yeah.
different back then.
Oh god,
They
yeah.
don't stay in the theaters long at all.
It's like the original
Actually, they
Star
don't even
Wars
go to
movie.
theaters now.
The original Star Wars was in theaters for like forever. I saw the first re-release of Star Wars right before Empire came out, and re-releases were a huge deal around then, and that was in the theaters forever.
Well,
Then
Disney would do
Empire
them all the
came out.
time, so you get like the Jungle
Yeah.
Book re-release, which was a big deal in the
Yep,
early
it's
80s.
Snow White, Sleeping Beauty. I used to see all those when I was a kid on re-releases. But yeah, the
And now we have Disney Plus, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Fuck
exactly. It's
it.
all
Yeah,
my
I actually
Disney
have
goodness.
Disney Plus now. I've not watched it yet. I'm sure I will eventually.
Disney Plus is one of the few things I pay for. So
I haven't had to pay for it since the initial. I got that 3-year thing for like $150. Like when it first before it came out, they had like this limited window. I'm like, yep, doing that. Like I
Yeah,
did the math. I'm like, I'm gonna save a lot. They got rid of that shit fast.
yeah, I missed that one. I had the year at like almost nothing, and now I'm paying for it. So
Oh, thanks, Philip.
Are the Don Bluth movies on there?
It's Fox, right? So they should be Rockadoodle and
Okay.
shit. That stuff should be on there.
Rockadoodle.
Nim and things.
I'll check.
Yeah, that'd be-
Charlemagne.
They own it
Yeah.
all now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
'Cause I
They
love.
really should put a secret and Nim bit somewhere in the parks. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. Get out of it. Get, you little creep, move.
They're probably still sour about it though. He kind of stole a bunch of artists and left.
His movies are kind of some of my favorite, like Titan AE, except for that ending scene with the CGI. I love that movie so much.
Planet Bob.
Planet Bob. Planet Bob was not pretty.
It's a shame they never did. At that time, they never did an animated Dragon's Lair or Space Ace film.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I freaking
Dragon
love
awesome.
watching those. Oh,
You just couldn't
So good.
convince the funding at the time to be like, it's too mature. They should have.
oh my gosh,
They
it would have
should've
been those.
They
Would
so
have those.
should've.
If they made movies of those, they would be my favorite. I already know they would
Well,
be my
that's-
favorite.
It's how he got. He got Titan AE because of the success of Anastasia. And I'm like, that's the time to have done a Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And then
bit,
instead, they
you
did like
know?
another video game or something.
Yeah, Anastasia was actually pretty good. I like that movie.
Anastasia is also one of my favorites. I like the music in that.
I do too. I was actually
What?
watching that the other day.
The what? You're
I
watching
was
what?
actually watching that the other day.
Oh yeah. It's got like what Once Upon a December. It's got like In the Dark of the Night. Those are some of my favorite like non-Disney songs, Disney-esque songs.
Yeah,
When I,
it was just a fun movie.
Yeah.
Too bad it's not all true, but hey,
Yeah.
in,
there was a girl named Anastasia.
And there's
And
Vladimir
then the Russians
Rasputin.
killed him. All right.
In that movie,
In
I remember
98.
seeing it. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying in 98, I went to my cousin's place up in Kalispell before. I was going to join the military, and she was like, "No, just come up here for a few months, and then you can do it then." So I went up there for a few months, took some time off before I did that. And I was up there just drawing like my own comics, right? And all I would watch was Anastasia and the Goofy movie and the
Oh
Three
yeah,
Musketeers. I was just like, those are the three videos she had. I was like, I'll just watch this over and over
those
and
are
over.
good movies to have. And I mean,
Yeah.
as
Those
far as
worse
like
things.
what they could have had. The Goofy movie is great. Like another great I can't talk. More
The Goofy
great
movie was
music.
mine. Yeah. So she had Three Musketeers and Anastasia. So,
Like
but yeah, the
the
Goofy
whole
movie is the one I've always.
ending scene, the dance scene with power lines. I love that so much.
Well, he also dated Ashley on Bel Air.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Second or third season. She's has this crush on a pop star, and it's him. It's the same guy.
Wow. Wait, was he a real pop star or was it?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, a little bit of a run. Yeah.
like literally named power lines and they just made him a
No,
cartoon.
it was a
Oh, okay.
different. Yeah,
Just
but
the same
it's just funny
voice.
because in that episode he shows up and he's wearing that Boys to Men style, like
Okay.
black suit with the glasses, with the big
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you find that episode, Ashley. You can watch. You can see what he looked
I
like.
need to.
Right
Yeah,
there.
I need to.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I did not sleep well last night.
Oh, neither do I. Do I? Because I never do.
Well, you haven't gone to sleep yet, so yeah.
Well, true. But yeah, it's probably not going to be for very long. I have like 2 nights a week where I'm like, these are my nights to catch up on my sleep. But the other nights I'm like, I don't want to go to bed. I don't know why I get like bed anxiety where I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't like going to bed. I love sleeping in though.
We're so much
Yeah.
alike.
Yeah.
My wife used to argue. I used to tell her, see, I could just make up the sleep on the weekend. She's like, it doesn't work that way. I'm like, no, it does work that way. Look, if I don't tell myself this, then I'll go insane. I have to believe it's working.
Yeah. There's something I don't like the fact that it's like I have to go wash my face, brush my teeth, clean up my office, because I have to clean up my office because I feel put together that way, and then I mess it all up again the next day. But at least it keeps things to a dull roar, and doing all that takes like 30 minutes or more, and I'm like, I don't even want to start that. Guess I'll prolong my staying awake for another hour, and then just. Yeah. And then I get in bed and then I get mad at myself because I'm like, oh, now I have 4 hours of sleep. Now I can't sleep because I'm worried about how little sleep I'm getting. This is not good. Help. I sleep. I don't have an eye mask, but I sleep with like not a dish towel. I sleep with like a hand towel over my face.
I moved to the eye mask about 5 years ago. Changed my life. I can't sleep without it now.
I need to get one, but I'm afraid I'll like freak out if I wake up and something's on my face and it's dark.
No,
I know that sounds
you really
weird,
get used to it. You get used to it.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
Yeah. Generally speaking, I usually have absolutely no issue falling asleep or anything because I just kind of go and it's like, well, MS wants me to sleep now, and I do.
Yeah, Microsoft wants me to update my computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every fucking day, and now it's telling you to sleep.
Yeah, now it's telling me to sleep.
They need to get busy making some Banjo Kazooie games. Stop fucking with people.
I was watching that yesterday. People love playing that on Twitch. It's a good game to play. It's fun. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. Every time that part where you have to butt slam the turtle's feet, I lose it every time. He's like, my feet are cold. Can you please help me? And he's like, all right. And he's like, oh, every time,
Yeah.
and he just like screams. I'm just like, and people are like, what are you doing to that turtle? And
It's the British humor.
it's
so-
because
Yeah.
it reminds me of
Yeah.
like I don't know why, because in my mind it's gonna sound weird. I feel like it's like a little dominatrix where he's like, hurt me, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah, it's
like,
that cheeky British humor.
yeah.
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 That's Rocket's feeling on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't spent the money on it. You know, they could stop making Halo games for a while.
Yeah, I think I prefer Banjo Kazooie to Halo.
Yeah.
Actually, I know I
Halo
would.
peaked with Halo 3, man. That's it.
Yeah.
It peaked. That's it.
I
It's
never
not
got
coming
into
back.
Halo. To me,
Oh,
I guess there
fantastic
wasn't.
soundtrack, actually.
Oh
You gotta-
yeah, I love the soundtrack. Holy crap, Halo 2. Yeah, I guess in my mind there wasn't enough to do. There wasn't enough collectibles, and I was like, I need to collect things.
Actually,
So,
that's what the Nintendo 64 does to you, doesn't it? And if you played Donkey Kong 64, you got to collect
Mhm.
shit.
I did.
Yeah, exactly.
The one time when college they had a karaoke thing they did at school, and this, it was like after hours, and everyone was doing karaoke. And they had drinks and shit, and I put on a DK rap, and they were like, "No!" Well, we're doing this. This is happening.
Yeah, yeah. It
It's
was
hard.
like every rare game had to have a song intro or outro.
And there's nothing quite like the DK rap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
My buddy who's black goes, "You can't." I'm like, "I'm white. I got this. It's cool." Like, he was like, it'll work. It'll work. Trust me.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think Lanky Kong was maybe kind of. I mean, Diddy Kong's kind of like my. I don't know. Diddy and DK are kind of my favorite, but Lanky to me is kind of. Whenever people see Lanky, they're like, "What is this guy? Is he like a clown?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's
Yeah,
awesome."
he's a weird clown.
Like, hoopla!
Okay, good.
But yeah, they're sitting on all that stuff. I mean, Cameo is probably the last really good. I mean, I'll be honest, visually and stuff, the the Thieves, whatever the pirate game they did, Thieves at Sea, right? Sea.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a fucking multiplayer game. It's like just make.
I've heard
a
people
platformer.
complain too that like when you like spend hours like you're like, ooh, my ship, here we go, and then someone's like, I'm gonna shoot that down. You're like, oh, my stuff. Like, I don't know if I would like that. Like, and it's like a sandbox game, so you just kind of like, I think it's better with friends, and I'm like, I don't have any friends.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
just
chopped liver.
one man ship here.
Chopped liver now. See how it is. Yep.
My only friend was
You know what
Conkers, and they won't ever let me hang out with them.
Mm.
How's Velthanius going, Ashley?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I'm just kind of having to redo a lot of the art because I either like shaded it and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look good with colors. I can't figure this out. I have to redraw it now, and so that's taken a while. I was like literally done with all the art, and I'm like, I need to redo this. like, like
Now
that's my
you're understanding the
insanity.
benefit of a vertical slice, right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this term? It's a
Uh,
game development term where you have you know what the project you want to make, so you make a little sliver of that project that features everything that would be in the final build.
oh yeah. I'm
So,
learning.
yeah.
I'm learning. But it's all good. I'm like really enjoying it because through this learning process, I've just gotten a lot better. So, like, I'm happy. I see like I see improvement all the time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm doing something right. So, okay.
And
I'll
by
do
the
it.
time you finish, black and white comics will be the norm. And then you'll be like, damn it!
Well, I'm actually want my stuff to look like it's a movie. So I'm like, this is a movie. Like when I talk about it, I'm like, this movie. I'm like, wait, it's not a movie. But that's like kind of
Does
how
it
I
have
want
30 minutes of ads before the comic starts? Because then it's not really
Yes.
like a movie.
Yeah, that would be a movie then.
Yeah. And it's
I went to
better
go
than
see
a
that.
movie. It doesn't have any of that. But
I
yeah,
went to go see the
so
Batman when it came
it's
out. I was like,
is there
motherfuckers are
like
still doing it.
is there like a term that is either exists or will exist where it's like, look, it's it's a sort of like a comic, but it's also a movie. It's just it's like I've
Not a
taken
movie,
stills from
Ashley.
that movie and made it into a comic. Like
Yeah, the
Oh,
best you could
motion
say
comic?
is it's storyboards.
it's a
No, it's not.
storyboard,
If
yeah.
it's a comic.
It's a
Just lean
comic, but
into
you know
it.
what I mean? Like I do
Just
want
lean
people to
into
be
it.
like I do when people look at it, I want them to go, "Damn, where's this movie?" I'm like, "It's not a movie. That's no movie." I know I'm thinking highly of myself probably, but I'm like, "Look, I just want it to look this way, okay? Like it's what I can do. It's like I can't animate, but I can draw stills." like so
Right.
that's kind of the whole thing there. But it's like I said, I'm learning a lot, so it's going well. To answer your question, sorry, it's probably long-winded.
That's fine. That's nothing wrong with that.
Does it look like I'm in a hurry?
No,
Yes.
but I sometimes think that I like when people like, "How's Althanius going?" I'm like, well, since you asked, you have 3 hours. No, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm not getting to draw waifus very much. Just kind of it hurts me. It actually hurts. People are like, no waifus? Well, bye. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's what I feel like. It's like, I post Thane and it's like 300 likes. I post Alexa and it's like 800. And they're like, no, I clearly see what's popular.
It's called tits.
Yes. And Thane's not a pretty boy, so,
No. No, I like Thane art. I like them both.
So it's all good though.
As long as you're having fun.
Yeah, I am too. And he's like my favorite character to draw, so I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know what you want. But it'll pay off. It's like, look, you can't have a like
You just have him take off his clothes and he's secretly been a waifu this whole time.
Exactly.
He's in drag.
Like,
He's like I joke about this. I joke that one day he's gonna dress up in campy drag so that he can get closer to a whole bunch of babes or something. And then like I'm like, yes, that one day I'll just draw him in drag. That'll be great.
It's the premise of 30% of all 80s comedies.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Tom
And then
Hanks
like
made a whole career off
and then
this.
like somebody's like literally like
Yeah.
messing with one of the girls and he comes up with his big giant fake boobs and he's like, hey, pal, you lay off, pal. What is that song? Tu Wong Fu? Yeah. There's
Yeah.
like this part where this cop, I don't know what it is, but he's like hitting on Patrick Swayze, and then Patrick Swayze he's like, lay off or whatever, and he's like, whoa.
Now look, you could always make the sequel To Wong Kung Fu, and
Exactly.
then Yeah,
Too long. How's the
yeah, yeah.
weight?
You get Stephen Chow on there. You know, you get Jackie Chan. Still play. Jackie Chan's still the hottest Chun-Li ever. You
Yep.
know,
Oh, did he play Chun-Li? Or like was he
he
like a
did a
stunt
he did
double?
Oh,
a
sort
spoof.
of.
They did a
It
little
was
bit of
in
a Street
City
Fighter
Hunter.
2 spoof.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You should
If
check it
you
out,
haven't
Ashley.
seen City Hunter, or just like look
Oh
up the
yeah,
Street
City
Fighter
Hunter.
theme for City Hunter, and you'll laugh your ass off.
Yeah, I've watched a few. You talk about the anime?
No, it's a live
Oh,
No.
action.
okay. Isn't there? There is one called an anime called
Yeah.
City Hunter, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
there is.
I've
Yeah.
watched that one where he's like Makari or something. I don't know.
And it's Rocket sharing his feelings about City
Ronnie
Hunter.
says, I spent 2 hours drawing Lady whatever, dominatrix shit. And then I got over
Dominatrix.
2,000 likes. And then I spent 2 weeks making an epic digital painting up 50. I'm like, that's how it works.
Yeah, that sounds
That's how
about
it
right.
works. All you have to do is just draw like
Boobs.
yeah, like yeah, pretty much.
It's just boobs. I mean,
Yeah, it's
that's the
interesting.
secret. Just draw boobs.
Actually, I think people are freaked out if you draw pecs instead of like pecs. What is this?
I just prefer the lower likes. Like, I just,
There's some
yeah,
kind of
you
weird
know,
like.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, I came to really appreciate cornflakes with no sugar when I was a kid. And now I don't like sugar in my cornflakes. I don't even eat cornflakes. But if I did, I would never put sugar in. Now I'm like 100 likes. That's how I know it's good.
I will say this:
Like,
the most likes I've gotten on anything was Thane and Alexa together, and Thane was like wearing a. They were. It was weird. I don't know how it got this many likes, but I was like, it was the most I'd ever gotten, for no apparent reason, and I was just like, I'm gonna try to do this again, and I just like never worked. I was like, damn, something I did
we're
something
making a
right.
viral video. Like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It was. I mean, whatever. It was like 5,000 likes. I was like,
That
that's
just means
what
you
I
can't
need for
control your
growth.
success. You know, that's what I'm trying
Oh,
to say.
what's that? They're taking the big truck out. Oh.
But I will say
Eventually.
this: when you do get the ones that have the lots of like abnormal likes, you start to realize that people do want to see this. They're like, where can I read this? Like where? And I'm like, oh, people are actually interested because they've never like they are. It's just that when it's the same people liking it every time, they're like, well, they already know this, and so they're not gonna ask, And so when you finally get a whole bunch of new people, and you're like, oh, okay, no, this is still something people. It's just like it's just not meeting the right eyes. So it's just one of those. It's the algorithm.
Oh yeah, it's always the algorithm.
Just
Nobody
make a
understands.
comic called Algorithm. Like where it's you versus the algorithm.
Yeah, I think it's been hard for a lot of people lately. Actually, on Insta, I think it's been hard for everybody. It's not just like for a while I thought it was me, and I'm like, oh no, it's everybody.
No, it's everybody.
Yeah.
With everything. I mean, just the crazy shit that's going on with how everybody's just like, oh, it's have to cater to this, and then that.
Yeah.
God, that was a pathetic meow. Almost as bad as the one you did the other day. Why? Somebody wants attention. Yes, I love you too. Mm-hmm. You're a good boy. Yes, I love you. No, that's my hair. You're not to eat my hair. We've had this discussion.
Yeah, I like it when dudes try to commission me to do some like, I want you to do like this guy hit me up on every fucking thing I got. Super nice, but it's like I'm working on this Ratchet and Clank thing, and I want you to do something that has all the characters from the last 20. I'm like, no.
Oof.
Yeah, no.
You know?
That's
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
like, you got $50,000?
Yeah.
What? No, for real. Like that's it. That's what it would take to get me to sit through that. You know.
Yeah, because at that point you're paying for like what's it worth to you? Like, not like but this is
I
how
can
long
do
it should
that on
take.
my own. Why
Yeah,
do
like
like, I don't understand what I need you to like. I don't want to do that. And anytime someone has a request like that, like let's say it was a real publisher, like I had to have like when a Game Informer said they were going to do this thing with like 100 JRPGs, I said, look, I can't be like I can't have someone reviewing every fucking pose, because
oh
like when I
gosh,
did the
yeah.
Spyro thing for Toys for Bob, every pose had to get reviewed and
I,
picked, and I had to redraw everything you see on there. Got redrawn 3 times.
mm, mm.
And Spyro close to 10. That's not like the Spyro I posted the other day with the, like for the
Yeah, I
Scribbly.
saw it.
That's actually closer to what I initially did. Same kind of
Okay.
face, the shapes, and they were like, nope. I'm like, they wanted me to do something that was. I was like, you know, no offense, but when everyone else around here is drawing him, they're not drawing him on 3D model. Why am I being held to this weird fucking standard? But I just dealt with it. So.
Mm.
But that's what ends up happening is they want to be like, and then the nose is a little different, and then the eye. I'm not
The
doing any
eye.
of that. Yeah. Yeah. Like I used to get notes when I was doing the Skylanders covers. The notes. It was weird. I had no idea. I mean, I wasn't working with Toys for Bob on that. I was working with IDW, but they would come back with like the tooth is a little too sharp. It needs to be rounded, and I'm like, fucking no kid cares, man. Like this is like this is the sharper teeth is probably better for sales. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's not gonna hurt the kid. They can't poke themselves with it. It's a fucking drawing. I don't. Yeah, no one drew him on model, but when I got held, I don't know. I always get held to a weird standard.
Rob's just lucky.
That's a word for it.
I still need to play that trilogy. It's on my list. I did play the
Mm.
Crash trilogy. I'll get to it. And then Crash 4 is like I bought the game. It's happening eventually. Maybe the next game I play.
I gave my. They give you a digital code copy.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your free code, and I'm like, thanks. So I gave it to. There's a guy I follow, Mage Masher, and he. I gave it to him. And it was crazy. Like, he's overseas, so I was like, the codes don't work. So I had to go
Oh, no.
back to Toys R Us. I was like, I need a UK code actually. Oh really? Yeah. So then I gave it to him. So it was fun because then he streamed the whole game. So I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
I got to watch my favorite streamer play the fucking game and then thank me. Yay! Like,
That's cool.
ego is appeased.
Mhm.
Oh,
Thanks, Gambit. I think they were hoping that was going to be a puzzle, because that's what my art director
Oh.
was hoping, was that piece would have been a puzzle, and they didn't want to do it. But it's funny because they eventually made a puzzle when they sent all those like mask puzzles out to influencers to promote the game.
Hmm. I did that once with a
So,
piece. Made a puzzle out of it, and the background was white, and I had the hardest time finishing that puzzle. I was like, "Why did I do this to myself?"
I have not done that with a piece
It's
yet.
fun. It's fun. I streamed it, but
That's
my
cool.
stream definitely could tell I was about to rage out. I was literally trying to fit. To be fair, the company that I ordered from, they somehow warped some of the pieces so they didn't fit together very well, and it was on the white. And so these like for like the last 45 minutes, I was just staring at 4 pieces trying to make them fit. I was like, I don't know how to do it. I have 4 left, and they won't fit. And then eventually, Psychotech's like, just move that one like just rotate it 90 degrees. And I was like, oh, and then it worked. And I was like, thank you. That was like the only help I had. I was like, ah.
I just picture that. Was that meme with that girl from the show where she goes, yes, she gets up and then like slams the cake down or something? Like,
Yeah. Me with the puzzle.
Right.
Oh, the piece is looking very fun, Rob.
Yeah, only 15 more to do.
Really?
No,
Seriously.
but I got. Let's see. Seriously, I got this one I got to do, and then I got 2 plus a triptych.
Not all Donnie. You mean other characters?
Other character. Well, 2
Okay.
the triptych, and one's a scud triptych.
Scud. I can't wait.
Yeah, and then you'll like the triptych. That one's crazy. And
Yeah, I'm
then
looking forward to the scuds.
and then I got an apocalypse. You guys want to see something? Hold on, let me get
Sure.
this. I want to see what you guys think of this since I got a limited audience here. Let me see if I can grab this. So it's doing sketches, like really quick shape study sketches for this
Lewd
apocalypse commission.
sketches. Sorry, that's what I heard.
Yes, apocalypse in the lewd. It's got a big blue thing,
Lewd.
and yeah, and then but I had this idea. Where is it? So here we go. Right here. My organizational skills are so good.
Sound like mine.
So I'll just show you some of these quick little sketches that I tend to do, right? So I don't know if I'll use the exact ones, but these are just shape ideas, right? And so I was like, I could have him do that thing where he yells into the box and have his head in the box if I want to have something more. I did like one of this. But then I came up with, hold on, this is what I want to show you. Like, so what if it's like a word balloon where he's got the head and arms and then he's yelling, but it's word balloons, and then like at the bottom of the word balloon, it's like the legs. You know, like
Oh.
yeah, like word balloon things. Like check out, like I did a Savage Dragon sketch, right? Where the word balloon, and he'd
Oh,
be in there,
interesting.
and then it's got the whatever, and then it's going this way and this way, right? And it connects into the gun.
I wonder what
You
people
know?
would think. Like I
Right?
wonder what they'd be like. What's up with his fucking pelvis? Would you?
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
definitely
not
yeah,
right.
yeah,
And you're like, that's
yeah,
my plan.
yeah. I'm gonna try one of these when I get to do
That
the
would be cool.
apocalypse one.
You could
It's
make anything look like
it's different, right?
awesome.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that. That's neat because it's. Get off.
I want to see a little game cave sketch, or it's not game cave anymore. It's gonna be something else. But there's a little
Yeah.
bobcat. She's gonna be a little bobcat. She's right there.
That's so
Look, there
cute.
she is.
Yeah, I
Oh,
definitely want that.
Bobcat.
There's
Yeah.
little Malbec. Look at little Malbec. Look at him.
I miss some of the bombcat art.
Yeah, all that stuff's coming. It's just a question of
Yeah. I literally that's like
what
when
I do for.
when I first like found you, I was like, whoa, this is
These
awesome.
are unused scud sketches I did.
I like those. They look cool.
I'm
I
gonna use
love the
these.
bend in the back with that one. It's like,
Yeah.
Break
I love the
his-
feet.
break
He's
his-
got the best feet.
He's got the best feet.
yeah, he does.
Let's see, is there anything else? There's a bunch of shit in here. But yeah, the word balloon thing was the one that I was like, that's gonna be something different. I gotta write some stuff.
I'm anxious. I'm anxious.
curious to see
I'd
how
be
that would
interested
go.
to see that.
Yeah. Better Call Saul starts in another week, so we're really
Yeah,
watching season 5.
I gotta finish the last season. I watched most of it, but then kind of petered out.
You lose.
Yeah, I did. It's like the first of those series that I didn't watch all the way through, like glued to the TV.
It's excellent. Excellent.
I've never watched Better Call Saul. I've heard of it.
It's
Did you
fantastic.
watch Breaking Bad?
No, I tried to. I had some friends that tried to get me into it, and I was like, it's okay.
Totally different. Saul's not the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's very different. It's just same world. So
Oh, I like your you watch Breaking Bad? It's very different. Oh, okay. Same universe?
yeah,
It's a
Oh.
prequel.
same.
Oh,
Yep.
It has these black and white scenes. They take place after Breaking Bad,
Yep.
okay.
and they're totally. The show actually it's so different.
Oh,
It deals with.
I think I
different.
watched Breaking Bad a little past the point. Spoilers. Where they were like, put the body in the tub, and we're gonna, dissolve it with acid.
Yeah,
And
this
then
doesn't.
everything
This
goes
doesn't
through
have
the
anything like that.
ceiling.
Yeah,
No,
this
this is. I think Better Call Saul is a much better show. If
I-
not,
I-
probably one of the best shows ever made. Like
I
seriously.
enjoy Better Call Saul more. So.
Yeah.
I've been watching the last season of Attack on Titan anime.
Good luck, because they just extended it again. Like,
Yep,
Did
they
they?
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
gonna be
surprised.
part
I'm not
3 now.
surprised. I'm not
I can't.
surprised.
Ashley, Attack
I
on Titan.
didn't
I'm like,
think-
I
I was
won't
like,
even
how are
get
they gonna
near
end
until it's
this?
fucking done. Yeah,
I was
I don't
like,
know.
how are they gonna end? There's no way. I was like, when is this? How are they gonna just like? I'm glad that they're doing that, because the way that it was going, I was like, are they gonna end this in like 3 episodes? Like, because this seems like it needs more fleshing out. Like
What's a better series is the Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai.
I haven't watched that yet.
You're missing. So it's
All
great.
right, I'll check it out.
What one was it?
Huh?
Dragon
Huh?
Quest what? I didn't hear you.
Adventures of Dai.
Adventures of Diet. All right, I'll check it out.
I'll check that out.
That's
And if
all
you're
I
like,
need.
oh, this is what this is about, and then 2 episodes later they're done with that, and then you're like, oh, that's what this is gonna be, and then they finish that too, and you're like, wait, so it's about this? No, they did that one. Like, though, I guess it's gonna be all about fighting this one guy, and then they fight him, and you're like, what? And then you're like, I don't know how they're gonna get out of this, and then somehow, like, it's great. It's really good. It's one of the best paid shows I've ever seen. Even I'm like, I don't like, and you know me, Ashley, I'm pretty good at figuring shit. I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna get out of this. I legitimately, there's a couple times I got it figured out, but at some point you're like, yeah, I mean, like, but I'd say 7 out of 10 times, I don't know. And then they do it. I'm like, damn, like they did that, and it wasn't done in some cheap ass bullshit way, like.
Yeah, punch harder.
Yeah. Or if they do a punch harder, they find a way for it to make sense because it's based off a JRPG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, not a world, not like an actual game, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this looks like fun. I'd watch this.
yeah, it's fantastic.
And I like Dragon Quest.
It's in my top 5 now. Full Metal being number 1. Kill La Kill, Gurren Lagann,
I rewatched that recently.
Haikyuu. Yeah,
Kill La
Haikyuu would be
Kill is so
next.
good.
And then Adventures of Dai. Yeah. And then probably, well, look, Dragon Half, it gets the special place of always being on top, but it only has 2 episodes. So.
Yeah. Dragon Half is so good.
Ashley, you ever watch Dragon Half?
No, I need to. I'm like,
It's on
I don't want. I
Crunchyroll.
don't want. Yeah, I'll try to watch it, because
It's 2
I
episodes.
don't want it. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. I want to go in super blind. So
Yeah.
that's the way I like to go into.
When you watch it, you're gonna go, I understand Rob now. Like,
Yep.
I didn't realize how influential it was on me until like I was like, I hadn't watched it in like the better part of 15 years. I'm like, I missed this, and so I went and got it again because I had owned it on VHS, and then that went away.
Yeah, I did
But
too.
Eventually, it reappeared on the internet, and I was like, I sat down, watch it with the wife. I'm like, let's watch this. And then we're watching, and she keeps looking at me every time. I'm like, this is really influential. I'm shocked. Like, I'm so glad.
It's only 2 episodes.
They
Yeah.
never made more. There's a whole manga. It's great. The
Okay.
thing continued, but the anime wise, they only made the 2, and it's a real fuck. It's like pre-trigger in a way. You'll understand what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, trigger anything. I'm like even like Darling in the Franxx. Like I know I wasn't like super into that at first, but as I started watching it, I kind of was like, yeah, this is actually really cool. Like the art's like really good, and
And the
like
characters are fun. It's just I
yeah,
just told you. I just think Darling in the Franxx would have made the better movie, and Promare would have made the better series.
yeah,
Yeah, because they just didn't have. They had that premise, and that's all it ever was. It never really went beyond the premise on Darling in the Franxx.
yeah.
But it's good.
Well, yeah, and there were some things that they didn't really touch on where you're like, wait, I thought there was gonna go more into that, and it didn't do any. Okay, well, yeah. It's like they got too wrapped up in certain things.
Space Patrol, Lulu Loco would be 6 or 7 on my
okay.
list. Space Patrol, so good.
Oh yeah, I at first I was like, oh, I don't know, and then like I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Like I really appreciate that anime. I think it's like I came off of Kisnaver and like which is still Trigger as well, and I was like, yeah, and then it's like Luluco, which is totally different, and I was like, whoa. It just took me a minute to kind of get.
It's
on
about
that
Studio
speed.
Trigger.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
like, it's not what you'd expect.
It's very, very meta, I guess. I don't know.
In a way, but it's also somewhat biographical. Like it's crazy.
True.
Yeah.
I tried
Because
watching
if you understand
Inferno Cop.
that her parents represent Gynax and other stuff too, like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I tried watching like Inferno Cop as well. I couldn't get into Inferno Cop. It was just too. It was too abstract for me. I think. Like I just.
Luluco's the one.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say?
Did you watch Star Wars Visions, Ashley?
No.
You should. Trigger did a Star Wars short.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
You're gonna love it.
Okay, I'll check it out. Where can I watch it?
It's on Disney
Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Watch it in Japanese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I keep saying that on the fucking podcast, and they're like, "I don't know," and then they tell me all the acting's bad. I'm like, "Watch the Japanese."
Yeah, really.
Nitwits, like
the intended language.
Yeah. I don't go to India and then watch Indian films and with English dubs.
Yeah, like
think about it.
Like in Japan, they repeat a lot of words. Like they're like "watashi, watashi, watashi," and you're like, "What if we were over here like I am, or whatever?" It would just.
Well, they were using my wife speaks some Japanese. She
Okay.
speaks some Japanese, and so like when we're watching Dragon Quest, and there's later on in the series they bring up the idea that they use the word sage, right? And they're using this word, and she goes, "Oh, that's funny. That's the same word for Philosopher's Stone in Full Metal." So like there's some fluctuation in that interpretation of the word.
Well,
You know
and
what I
too,
mean?
like when things are like translated, they're also localized. So a lot of times they won't even. It's not like the character's going to repeat the exact same thing, or like that they would have said like in Japanese, especially if there's like a joke. They're like, we need to make this make sense to the American or whatever English speakers.
She's always telling me, "That's not what they're saying." Every time I read, shut up! I'm reading the subtitles. I don't got time for you. I don't care.
Well, sometimes you
can
catch it if you're like, he clearly said this, not that. So obviously, like,
yeah, it's fine though.
Even
I don't
I
care.
can pick up on it, even though I don't really know very much Japanese at all. I know.
As long as the shit makes sense and it's fun, then I like it. Like when I was playing. Like even the people don't like the Final Fantasy VII original translation. I'm like, but it was still fun. I don't know what the big fucking deal is. Like, there have been some translated JRPGs on the PS1 or games where I was like, it's not even readable. So if it's not readable, then what's the point?
I like where it's like it's fun. It's funny. You're like, that's a funny way to say that. I like it. But yeah, I know what you mean. There's different I don't know. It just doesn't. I think a lot of people too get hung up on the fact that you have to read while you're watching something, and they're like, I don't want to read. I want to look.
Oh,
And I
sure they
get
don't.
that.
Which is why they're always on their fucking phone when the
Yeah.
movies are on, because they don't want to read. Like,
Yeah.
get off your phone, asshole! That you don't like reading.
What are you doing now?
Yeah. Meanwhile, these same idiots who say this stupid shit are fucking watching NFL, and they're like, okay, look at the stats down there, and then reading, they're reading all the fucking bars, they're reading the plays, they're looking at liars.
Honestly, a lot of people have to watch things with subtitles on anyway, because they're like, I didn't catch that person's name. What's their name? Like,
Well, the sound mixes are so fucking weird now.
Yeah.
They're so fucking, and sometimes so bad that it's like I've been for years I run a PC. I have a PC just for my TV, right? And so since 2005, I just hook a PC up to the TV and then I watch TV through the PC. But I don't care how great that sound bar or sound system. I've had 5.1 systems hooked up. I got sound bars. I have to turn everything to mono internally because the mixes, you'll never hear the fucking dialogue.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so quiet.
It's like, and then, like, you're like, oh, God. Yeah, you're deaf when the music hits, or the special effects or anything. I remember I was trying to watch, like, this movie with my sister one time, and I was like, I turned it up as loud as I could, the loudest possible, and they were still whispers. And I was like, there's either something wrong with my settings on my TV, or, what? And then, of course, the music would hit, and then it would just blow our eardrums out,
It's designed for the movie theater shit.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to show off that sound system by making your ears fucking bleed. Like, I just want to hear what they're saying, man. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I watch everything with subtitles as well, so.
Yeah. Well, and again, for the name thing, like, they're saying someone's name, and I'm like, I think they're saying this thing the whole time, and then they're like, no, his name is this, not that. Like, oh, I just couldn't, they weren't articulating it, so, Or, like, places, strange names and places.
Stranger Things is also coming out next month.
Yeah,
same week as Obi-Wan. It's crazy. They're going, like, right up against one another.
Well, with Stranger Things, I can binge watch the entire thing. With Obi-Wan, I have to wait each week. So, it'll be easy.
No, you can't binge watch the whole thing because they're only putting half of it up.
No,
that's Netflix's answer to every week is to only put half up and then the other half later. I'm like, this is stupid. This is stupid. I hate it. And they did it to the He-Man cartoon that Kevin Smith worked on. And I'm like, they should have just done a weekly release. Like, this is so fucking stupid.
Oh, what did he do on the Kevin? What did he do?
They only put up half of it, and then they put the other half up 6 months later, but no one watched the other fucking half because no one really knew. They don't heavily promote the second half. They only promote the release, and then people still think that was a full season. I have a friend who goes, yeah, it hung up. When they're gonna finish it? I'm like, it's finished. They put it. They don't. They're horrible. It's fucking horrible what they're doing over at Netflix. Like, the only fucking reason why they still get some of my fucking money is because of the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, The Great Pretender is so good.
I tried to watch that.
So good.
I didn't get into it.
So good.
I guess it's just not what I wanted to watch. Maybe later.
There's no magical treasure quests and shit, Ashley.
I want sci-fi, fantasy, horror, thriller.
No, it's just heists.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I like the art though. Art's nice.
I love seeing how they interpret LA first episode.
It was
they go right to the in and out.
He was speaking English though.
Yeah, well, he can sort of speak English.
Yeah, true.
Have you haven't watched anything on Disney Plus yet? You gotta, when you get around to
Not
it,
yet,
you should put on the What If series. Yeah.
The
What
If
If?
series.
Yeah.
What If Marvel series. It's good.
Oh yeah.
It's CGI. It's really good though. Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
I'm
watching
kind
the
of okay.
first episode when I was getting my infusion when it came out, and I'm just like, okay, this is good to watch while I'm getting pumped full of drugs. So
Yeah.
And
I
when
was,
you're not, it's good.
Yeah.
it was the Captain America one too, so it made it even better. Because there's drug pumping in that one. Oh, what am I going to try to eat today?
Food.
Yes, but I'm very, very limited on
Vending
my
machine food.
On your
Better than
palate? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had surgery, so I'm limited on what I can eat for another like 4 weeks. So
So like, is it like soft foods or just like bland foods?
right now I'm on liquid,
Liquid. Okay.
liquid with some soft things. Like I had some tomato soup with I don't know little spaghetti
Oh
things in
yeah,
them,
love tomato
and
soup.
that was fine. I was thinking about trying a different soup today
Yeah.
because my life is boring.
Oh, I'm really boring when it comes to food.
Well,
Yet
Not
I talk
me.
about it. Yet I talk about it all the time. Like I'm making a salad today. Like,
most of my
we.
blizzard, I used to be like, I am a foodie, but I need to lose weight, and Microsoft just won't let me lose weight naturally anymore by exercising. So I had to go about it the surgical way.
Doesn't stop the hunger though.
No, no, it doesn't. No.
Nobody found that one out.
And I'm
Still
really
want.
craving pizza like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, what's your favorite kind of pizza? That's what.
Yes,
Everything.
Yeah,
Huh? I
basically.
love barbecue chicken pizza. Is my favorite.
Yeah, I'd eat
such a
that.
Texan.
Barbecue.
I was like,
Yeah.
I knew she was gonna say barbecue. I'm like, she's gonna say barbecue. She's gonna say barbecue. Like, it's good. It's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah. My
I usually
Italian
get.
friends, I have friends who they're Italian in Italy, right? Like we're
Mhm.
friends on Instagram, and I'll show them some of this stuff every now and then. Like, check out this barbecue chicken. Like, like it's just
They're like,
blasphemy.
no.
They're yeah, yeah. They just mad, you know. But first
It's
off,
good.
we burn the shit out of our cheese. Like 9 out of 10
Eh.
pizzas are the cheeses. They can't take it. They're like, "What'd you do to
Yeah.
the cheese?" I'm like, I didn't do that. They did that. Like,
I was watching I was watching a food streamer that I watch quite frequently, and he got rated by an Italian streamer, and I don't know why, but some of them were very rude. Like they were I don't understand. They were not.
Italians?
They were some of them. They were purposely being
Oh,
rude. They were like
yeah.
and
Shit
they were
talking's part of the game.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's like I guess. But I was just like I was
yeah.
scared. I was like, man, I am never showing my food. Like I'm never like it will get lamb blasted. Like they will be like, you call that a salad? I'm like,
Yeah, the
yeah.
only thing that I would make that I could get a good review on is pomodoro, which is so fucking easy to make that if you fuck that one up, you deserve to be clowned. But it's just cherry tomatoes that you basically cook down for about 20 minutes in some olive oil and
Oh.
basil. You
Yeah.
know, it's the fastest way to make a fresh spaghetti, and it's super cheap. Like, so you just put some olive oil and some fresh garlic in, stir it for about a minute on a when it's hot, right? And then you put in you 10 about 10 to 12 ounces of cherry tomatoes, slice them in half, and then you just cook them down on a low heat with a sprig of basil for about
Mm.
20 minutes, and you kind of gently, when they get soft, you push it lightly on the cherry tomatoes, and it will push out the juices, and that creates your cream.
Hmm.
And so when it's all done, you just want to you can quickly blend it up like for like 10 seconds, like a blender or whatever, and then you put it back on the stove with some extra fresh basil and some parm or some what do you call that? The pecorino,
Yeah.
and you just you take your linguine, put it right in there, and just fold it over, and you're done. Takes
Wow.
That's the only way I make
I do
spaghetti
know
now.
that
It's
like
super fast.
if I ever did go to Italy, that I would be in good hands. So I think I'd be like, I think there'd be plenty of places to eat wonderful food, and
As
you
long as
would
you like
not.
seafood.
Oh, I love seafood.
Yeah,
Yeah, then
seafood's great.
my wife hates seafood, so it makes
I
things
love
very.
it.
She goes, "I would love to go to Italy." You're not gonna like Northern Italy. You'll like. I don't know. And she's like, she wanted like we're gonna go to Japan before COVID hit, and I was like, "You're not gonna eat anything." And she's like, "No, no, they have more than just that." I'm like, "I get you, but like everywhere this sea, like,
Yeah,
you know,
sushi.
It's ramen
or
noodles,
just
noodles and
or
sushi.
anything, just seaweeds and stuff. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of umami, and like there's just you're just gonna have to like kind of get used to some of that. Like
I'm sure they have plenty of like street food, or is maybe I
they do,
guess.
Oh
but
yeah.
like when we walk into a place that has even like when we go to a really good restaurant in California, right? Japanese restaurant or whatever, she could smell it. She goes, "Ah, it smells like seafood." I'm like, "You better just get used to that."
Yeah.
Smells
Yeah.
like success. Like I love crab and lobster and shrimp and salmon. The only thing that maybe it's been weird for me is scallops. Kind of like it's okay. The texture's weird.
One of the things I'm looking forward to is next week I go up to a different stage of what I can eat, and I can start eating fish again. So,
Oh, nice.
so I'm looking forward to that because I'm like, I can.
Fish fillet, McDonald's, get a Sonic Happy Meal. What?
No, just no.
Long John Silver's.
They sell beer.
I worked for McDonald's as a kid. Yeah, no. I know what they do to the fish fillets, and just no.
Treat it with love. Smack it. Stop smacking my fillet.
I can do that. I can get something. Jesus Christ, Rob. I can get like cold cuts again and stuff like that, and start to kind of make some things.
Alright, let's see here.
Is that a white pen? I have those.
I don't add a ton of this.
You can never get those stupid things to work.
Yeah. You
They
did
work.
show me though, Rob, what brand you got like way back. I never did get it because I think I just painted with ink, or no, I used colored pencil. Started using white colored pencil instead.
Yeah, I think I have the exact same brand. They never work for me.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put a little alcohol on the tip.
Oh, that could work.
Isopropyl alcohol.
Ooh, I'll
Oh,
note
or-
that.
It'll open it up. But generally, what it is just clogged, and the isopropyl alcohol will get it going.
Yeah, I got that around.
So follow Richard Friend, the inker. If you go, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure you know his.
Oh, yeah,
He
his
kind
stuff's
of
great.
has a video that kind of explains that.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Richard Friend's pretty good. Peter and I have somebody on today. Actually, we have two people on today. I forget who, but I have to look up and see if they have any Kickstarters or anything to research. So I can ask questions.
Oh, are you? Do you do like a podcast?
Yeah, it's on. I stream with my friend Peter Palmiotti on his channel. It's Peter Palmiotti, and yeah, Rob was on
He's
it.
like, I'm changing my name to Other. Other Palmiotti. I know he'd hate me for that, but I had to do it. He's a good artist, so but you know how the industry works.
Oh yeah, yeah, we had Rob on, and yeah, we should probably have you on, Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can show off your stuff.
What time are the recordings?
We actually
streams?
we do them somewhat to the artist. Like today's at 4. Like our usual time is like 4, but tomorrow we're doing one at 1 in the afternoon. And Monday we did one at 7 p.m.
Okay, nice.
It's all Eastern time. But yeah, so
Middle Eastern. Hope you're up at 3 in the morning. Like, you know,
yeah,
Yep, I
that's
am.
exactly not it. So yeah.
She's
But
like,
yeah,
that's exactly what I want.
Perfect.
Perfect. Hey, thank you, Tiffany.
but yeah, we had Rob on. We've had a bunch of people on. Is it tomorrow? We have Peter Samiti of Alternate Comics. He's coming on. He's a nice guy.
You know, I think that would be something that I would love to do, like when I have my own Kickstarter, if that would be okay.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
like strategically, I think that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, no, well, a lot of people do it when they
Yeah,
have
I'm like, you know
or
what? Let me
whatever.
think about this.
So,
When would be the best time to do that? Oh,
yeah, because Daphne's on next week, and she's closing out her Kickstarter, I think, on our show.
nice. Yeah.
Um,
And it's always good if you like know the people like that you're like doing an interview with too, or at least one of them.
yeah, the comics community is pretty small, so in a lot of ways, the indie comic community is small. The problem
Oh
is
yeah.
you can get some really fun
They're
people.
filled with fascists.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. Sorry.
Rob is not
Like,
wrong.
Sorry. You know, I got a little loud, but you know, I got two modes.
No, some of the people we just won't have on, but yeah.
No more Hitler. You know, tried it, didn't go so well. Algorithm loved it. That's what's fucking weird about that.
Some of our best videos we had Hitler on. It was great.
Yeah. Facebook was like share. Like, huh.
Oh God.
If you can't laugh, what else you got?
1 second, I'll be right back.
Yep. I think she's underwater. There's something going on.
It is about that time. Let me see.
Yeah.
That's her dad.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm pretty sure she lives with her dad or something. So,
Yeah.
Mom and dad.
Why are you still awake?
Yeah. I mean,
When we go on the internet.
She is a kid compared to us, Rob. So yeah.
She's almost 30. don't
She's
talk.
still a kid.
Yeah.
If you can't run for president, you're a kid.
I have returned.
Excellent.
Hey, I'm just finishing this up.
Oh, yep, there's the signature going in. Sketchcraft.
Woo!
With little symbols.
Yeah, I'm about done outlining my piece. I probably won't post it today though, because I need to sleep.
I'm just being lazy right now. So I need to. God, I have 2 anthology pieces I need to get back to work on.
What pieces?
I'm in 2 anthologies. I need to get back
okay.
on them. It's just I can sit for a while, but sitting and drawing is hard. So
I get very distracted very easily. I'll be like, oh, let me look this thing up on my phone. Okay, back to work. Oh, wait, let me look this thing up on
Our
my
anthology is
phone.
called Food Court. It's just about going to food court. It's food court. We're going to do a mall tour. We're going to go to all the food courts and just sell it. We're not even booked. We're just going to show up. So we set a table. You know, like lay down some Sbarros, sell some books. Food court. Yeah.
I think I can do better than Sbarro's, just saying. So.
Oh, it's horrible, but that's all you can eat there. That's all they
true.
got.
I would. Wait. Doesn't have. I don't know if I'm missing a joke here because I was about to be like, I'd get Chinese food. I don't know if I'm missing like an.
Yeah. You can get anything you want in the food court, Ashley. You got hot dog on a stick. No, you have to get the Sbarros. That's the whole. No, yes.
It's not a food court unless it has Sbarros. Just saying.
Yeah, there are some. There are definitely. There's one I can think of here.
All right, everybody. I gotta roll.
All right. Yeah, I gotta go.
I gotta
to
go.
bed, so.
I gotta
Thanks
find
for
some-
hanging out, Ashley.
Yeah, I'll have to do it again.
Great hanging out with you.
Yeah, bye, Allie.
Bye.
I'm gonna go. Bye, everybody. Gotta go.